Tonight's story is absolutely insane. It's about astral projection gone terribly wrong. And I actually have photographic proof of this that I'm going to show you guys. It's crazy. Terrifying. Before I get started, it really does help me if you like my videos and my channel, if you hit that like button, and if you hit that subscribe button, you'll get notified every time I make a new video. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna call today's submitter Kora, and when Kora was 13 or 14 years old, she told people this story, but the funny thing about it is that nobody ever recalled her telling the story. So she stopped, and she's just had to live her life with the fact that she is just different, and that either no one believes her, or really nobody remembers what happened to her. When Kora was a kid around 6 years old, she was pretty into astral projection. She didn't know that's what it was called though. She just thought she had really cool dreams. She also thought everybody else could dream the same way. She was about 11 to 12 years old. She went to a sleepover at a classmate's house. It was just her, the girl, and her mom. She lived right next to the city park in a house on the corner. And there was a little creek across the street that you had to cut through in order to get there. They spent a lot of time in that park after school. There was a pool there that they would use in the summertime. It was a lot of fun. But after this sleepover, she would not be coming back. One thing she didn't know about astral projection is there are rules. One being that not to do it in a place that isn't your home or not a safe place. She made that mistake and went to bed. She woke up realizing she was dreaming in her friend's home and decided that she was going to go to that park. She was by herself. Nobody was in that dream, even if she willed them to be. Which, by the way, I had no idea that you could will people to be in your dream. That's crazy. She was usually able to dream about whatever she wanted with whoever she wanted, but this time was different. It was weird to be all alone and to be in her friend's house. It was too quiet. A little unsettling, so she floated her way through the creek. She went into the playground, but she didn't start playing. She just sat on a bench. She tried to enjoy the space that she was in, but again, something was not right. She's on the left side of the bench, just looking at the sky in the park. It was night. It could have been peaceful, but there was something heavy in her chest. She looked over at the other side of the bench. Her heart was pounding and she was scared. She knew something was next to her. There was a figure on the other side. She wouldn't say they were sitting, but she had a feeling that they were. It was like this figure could tell her things telepathically, like she knew what it was thinking. She doesn't know how to explain it really. It was such a bizarre feeling to know something without being informed of it, like verbally. This thing was communicating with her, and she did not like it one bit. She didn't know what it was saying, but it made her feel awful. It was just sitting there on the bench, completely still and facing forward. She slowly got up, because at this point, she doesn't even know if it can see her or not. But she noticed when she got up, she was on the ground, and this is not something she was used to when she was astral projecting. She would usually float or fly everywhere. She blamed this on her fear, and she tried to stay calm. She walked away, and then she turned around and started making her way back to her friend's house. She wanted to return to where she was so that she could wake herself up. After a few paces, she turns around just to see if this thing is still there. And it is. This time, it was standing there facing her. And in the email, she said that just thinking about this makes her want to throw up. The fear that went through her body, her knees buckled and she almost fell, but she caught herself. She picks up the pace, then she turns around again and she sees that this thing is walking like Freddy Krueger. She completely books it at this point. It's usually a pretty short walk, but man, this felt like a while. When she got to the house, she rushed straight through the door to go wake herself up. She was completely terrified. She was shaking her shoulders, sobbing, begging herself to wake up. It wasn't working. Then the figure leered in the doorway, but this time it was definitely in the shape of a man. She has had many years to try to figure out why it took the shape of this form, but she can confidently say it was doing this to mess with her. It was still a shadow, but she could clearly see arms, legs, torso, head, teeth. He sort of leaned his shoulder on the door frame, crossed his arms, and then crossed one ankle in front of the other. This thing was laughing at her. Not audibly though, she could hear it in her head, in her fucking head. She could feel his thoughts. They were slimy, sickening, and dark. It's like he could tell that she was struggling to wake herself up, and he was enjoying it, like he was basking basking in her fear that filled the room, and he thought it was delicious. He slowly starts walking into the room, and her back is kind of diagonal to him because she was leaning over her bed, shaking herself and slapping herself to wake up. He gets right behind her. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and the moment he made contact with her, it burned. She closes her eyes and gasps. And then when she opens them, she's in her body again. No one else was in the room anymore. She was finally safe. She tried to go back to sleep, just thinking to herself, this is how people dream. I just had a bad nightmare. But every time she got close to falling asleep, her shoulder would burn where he touched her. In the morning, her friend's mom comes into the room, and she could tell that she wasn't happy with them. She asked them if they snuck out last night, and they say, no, we didn't. We didn't even use the bathroom. And she hit her with, why was the front door open then when I know I locked it last night? Her stomach sank, and all she could think about is, was it her that left it open when she was running from that thing? She didn't believe them, and she actually called her mom to come pick her up and told her mom that they had snuck out the night before when they didn't. After she gets done talking to her mom on the phone, she goes to the bathroom to change her pajamas. And that's when she sees the scratches on her shoulder where that thing touched her. She still has scars to this day, even after trying to make them fade, and she gave me pictures of them. After this incident, she found herself seeing people that weren't there. Sometimes it was just a shadow in the corner of her eye. Sometimes it was a whole person, but she couldn't tell if they were actually in the room or not. It was scary at first, but now they're just her little buddies. They can actually be pretty annoying sometimes, she says. She lives in a house where she can confidently say that there's only one person that died in that house. It was an old lady, and she just sits around doing nothing. This is a map of her friend's old neighborhood. She has since moved out of this house because her family is military. Everything crisscrossed in red is the city park. She also marked her house, the creek, and the benches. She did this to help with a visual image so that you guys could see how far she ran, and the distance the park was from the house. And these are the scars from that thing touching her. And here's another picture. That was crazy. What do you guys think of this? First of all, I truly believe that this girl is very sensitive. That is my opinion. I think that the fact that she can astral project like that, and also that she can see dead people, I think that whatever this was trying to get in her head. And especially when you have gifts like this, a lot of times entities that are bad will try to attack because you are in tune with the other side. So crazy, absolutely insane. What do you guys think of this story? Do you agree with me? Do you think that that's what it was? Or what do you think happened to her? Do you think that was even astral projection? It sounds like it. I'm like filled with questions. What are the questions you guys have? Because she will definitely be in the comments. And like, what do you think that she can maybe do about this? I don't know. I feel bad for this girl, but it sounds like she's okay now. I have astral projected maybe twice in my life, but it was like I went into my living room. Like that was it. I've never been like, I never had lucid dreams, like crazy realistic lucid dreams that were insane, but nothing like this. What about you guys? Now my favorite part, the shout outs. Okay, my first shout out is going to Mammy_Civil, but it's spelled CYVL. I love your comment. I love that you leave me on in the background. I do that too with videos that I like, and I love that you say have a spooky night with me. That is one of my favorite things to hear when people tell me that. I just love it. Thank you for supporting me so much. I appreciate you. Like, it means the world to me, and I love you for that. My next shout out is going to Hello Mellow Yellow 86. I'm so happy that I help keep your anxiety at bay. That makes me so happy. You guys already know my story of why I liked spooky stories. It helped me keep my anxiety at bay too. So when I hear it, I love it. And I am sorry I keep repeating myself, but I love that. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for just everything. Like, it means the world to me that I can help you in this way. I love you, girl. There's so many people I want to shout out. So many comments I see that I just want to shout out, and we're gonna get there. I promise. I love every single one of you wholeheartedly. I wouldn't have this page without you, and I will never forget it. And with that, that, my name is Kaisa, and I tell true scary stories on here every other night that you guys submit to me. So if you like that, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified. And finally, I need you to do 3 things for me. The first one is send me your scary stories. The second one is have a safe night. And what's the third one? Say it with me, mammy. Have a spooky night. Love you guys. See you in the next one.